Hi, hello everybody. Today I want to talk about, well, as you can tell by the title, I am not allowed to say the exact name of the issue. However, I'm sure you can figure it out. What I'm going to start talking about though is, let's go ahead and say the description of what this diagnosis is, right? So, here we go. It is a recurrent ache in the head that typically affects one side of the head and is often accompanied by nausea and disturbed vision, sensitivity to light and sound, weakness, vomiting, confusion, moodiness, dizziness. It can cause significant discomfort for hours to days and can be so severe that the pain is debilitating. Disabling. People cannot function when they get these, all right? There's not necessarily any, throughout research, they haven't really found out why these happen, right? A big part of it is genetics and environmental factors appear to play a role. However, we do know that more women than men get these because we're now finding out that a lot of it is hormonal changes as well. So monthly changes that women go through, menopause, things of that nature change disruptions in our hormones, right? So they're not at their homeostasis level. Here's something else that I think is absolutely amazing too. So I'm going to read this right from the research basically because they say it the best, again, and they're the ones who did the research. A drop of serotonin caused the trigeminal nerve to release substances called neuropeptides, which travel through the brain's outer covering, causing the pain. Okay, so the drop of serotonin is causing this nerve to release substances called neuropeptides, which travel all the way up to the outer or back or wherever outer layer of the brain, and that is how these recurring head discomforts, because I can't say the name, that's how they're caused, right? So there's also an imbalance of the body's innate endocannabinoid system, which is a network of neurotransmitters and cannabinoid receptors throughout our nervous system. Okay, so that's disrupted as well. NSAIDs can cause abdominal pain. All right, so now I'm going to talk about the typical way that people are treating this issue, right, is from pills, over-the-counter pills, right, or a prescription medication to relieve the issue at hand. And we all know the side effects of taking these medications over and over and over again. NSAIDs, okay, can cause abdominal pain, bleeding, ulcers, especially when taken in large doses or extended periods of time. Now, people who get this issue, this is not disease, but this diagnosis that I'm talking about, right? They can happen frequently. They can happen without really knowing when it's going to happen. However, some people do know by signs and symptoms recurring to the issue, and so then they're taking all this medication over and over and over again to prevent this issue, which it doesn't always prevent. Medication overuse can increase this issue. Occur when medications are stopped when they stop working, the person has to take more and more and more and more and more of it, right? Because they're building a tolerance. And then, so it causes overuse, discomfort in the head. And that occurs when it stops working. So they take more and more and more. And again, they're building up that tolerance. Every time somebody takes more of a medication, they're building up tolerance to it, right? So it begins this vicious cycle, right? So you just have to take more and more and more and more and more because it just stops working, right? Here's another awesome thing. Serotonin syndrome, all right? Taking head discomfort meds, called triptans and antidepressants, right? So this is another thing that doctors use for people with this recurring issue, known as selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs, or serotonin reuptake in SNRIs, can increase the risk. So these medications can make what they're trying to get rid of even worse than what it is to begin with, okay? Because for one, they're antidepressants and they're triptans. They're not made for this issue, but since there is no medication that actually takes care of the issue at the root of the problem, doctors use these medications, right? I was actually prescribed, I can't talk today, an SSRI for not sleeping. I didn't have depression, but I was prescribed that medication to help me sleep, to knock me out, right? And it made me feel horrible the next day. So I can just imagine these people who are taking these types of medications to not get to the level of what this issue can get to, which is debilitating. The medications raise serotonin levels, and it's possible that combining them can cause dangerous levels of serotonin. Again, causing more problems. Here we go. Here we go with how CBD can help with this, right? So CBD naturally regulates serotonin levels by bringing the body back to homeostasis. CBD is a natural inflammatory supplement, right? So lots of these discomforts that happen in the head that cause this debilitating issue is from inflammation. CBD oil provides anandamide, which is a specific cannabinoid produced within the body. Studies have shown that those who suffer from this health problem produce very little to none. This also helps with the agitation and the throbbing and the discomfort within the brain. Auras may arise from the glutamate overstimulation. One job of the endocannabinoid system is to regulate glutamate levels, okay? So basically what the CBD is doing is it's bringing the body back to homeostasis. When that happens, multitudes of health problems decrease, okay? They decrease. You start taking CBD for one health issue, you're going to, over time, and maybe even immediately, discover that it's helped you with so many other issues. So I hope that my live video here has explained this issue, again, within the head that becomes debilitating for people, right? And it can come at any point in time. Sometimes they don't have any symptoms, or when they're going to know that it's going to happen, sometimes people do, and then they start feeding themselves with pills because they don't want to get to that level, right? And if anybody has any questions about this issue, you can certainly contact me at any point in time. I'm of course going to put my articles that I referenced in the comments. You can go ahead and read those. Of course, I just took excerpts out of these, and you can read those and find out more and more and more. It's amazing. I hope you all have an awesome day. Take care. Bye-bye.